Welcome. In front of me is an iPhone Air, and today I will show you how we can go through the setup process of your brand new device. So, if you booted up your device for the first time, you will see the same screen that you can see on my end, and we're gonna swipe up to take us to the language selection. From here, click on the language that you want to use. You can also change the region right here. I personally like Poland. Number one, I live here, and number two, it's part of the European Union, which forces Apple to comply with specific things, like, for instance, allowing third-party stores that aren't just the App Store from Apple, because screw Apple for monopolistic behavior. So that's one thing. So I'm gonna stick with this one. Anyway, from here, do we need to select something? Just need to just give it a moment. Oh, there we go. So once you click on, I guess, the region right there, it automatically just sets it up. And from here, we have a couple things. So appearance, we have default, medium, and large. This is just kind of how big the UI will be. So if you have some kind of impaired vision, you might want to select it to large. And we can also go in here, as you see me click right here, and we'll have more options for just making text more visible. So you can go over that. We have read and speak, you have motion, display, and text, which allows you to also increase it further, zooming, voiceovers, and so on. So you can go through all of these and see which ones you need, and you can turn them on and obviously adjust them. But for typical usage, you're probably going to be interested in just the default, and let's move on. Next, we have quickly set up iPhone. Now, this would allow you to do so by finding another iPhone on the near us, which typically would be your iPhone. Here it might find something, considering at the office we have all of the new iPhones, but maybe they're not near. Anyway, I'm just gonna disregard this. It's not like I would be using that anyway, but you could go through this. Anyway, actually, to explain this a little bit further, this would allow you to transfer over the data from your old device to this one quite seamlessly, but I'm setting it up as new, so I'm just going to utilize the other button. And here we can connect to our Wi-Fi network. So this step is optional. You don't actually need to connect to it. You can continue without Wi-Fi, and we can select continue. At least I am. Let's give it a moment. Now, even though it's telling me that this might take a few minutes to activate your iPhone, this iPhone is already activated, so I have no freaking clue what it's doing. Anyway, next we have set up eSIM. So even though this is a European version of an iPhone, and European versions actually have SIM trays, the Air version of it is the only one that even in Europe doesn't have a SIM card tray. So this is the only way you can get service, like SIM card services on here, is through the eSIM. So you can set that up if you have an eSIM. If not, you will need to go to your service provider and get like a normal SIM card, basically transferred over to an eSIM, which is it will provide you with like a QR code that you can scan. Additionally, when adding a eSIM, you will need to have internet connection. So this would probably bring you back to the previous page to connect to Wi-Fi. Now I'm going to select set up later, as I don't even have an eSIM here to showcase this with. I'm going to select skip. And we have data and privacy. So you can read what this is, and you can also select to learn more, which will give you a more comprehensive explanation. But at the end of the day, you just need to select continue. Next, we have age range. Select the age range of the person who will use this iPhone. This mission will help iPhone set up parental controls and safety features. If you're setting up this device, no matter how old you are, you're probably going to select that you're an adult. So that gives you obviously full control over this device. Anyway, moving on, we have the Face ID. So you can select a Face ID to unlock your device, and also for protection purposes and payment methods as well. As when you're trying to pay with your phone, like Apple Pay and stuff like that, it can use your face, it will scan it, and then obviously validate the transaction through that face scan. I'm gonna select setup later anyway. Right here, I don't want to set one up, and I will do the same thing for the passcode, but I will clarify this. I recommend protecting your device. Your phone will be holding a lot of personal information, even things like I said, payment processes and stuff like that. So you do want to protect your phone, as if you were ever to lose it or have it stolen, number one, it allows you to find the device through Find My Phone. Number two, whoever finds it, steals it. Even when they reset it, it's difficult to have it unlocked. So the device basically becomes iCloud locked, which means that whoever has it will need to verify the device by providing the iCloud account, your iCloud account. So obviously it makes the device secure, and even in terms of having it, losing it in whatever way, and someone that finds it, it's not maybe looking to return it, your device is still protected, and they virtually have a brick that they can't really do anything with it. I do also want to point out, it's not necessarily that true. You can still unlock these devices, as in once they're resetted and locked, there are still ways around it, but these methods require like paying someone to get this kind of lock removed, and still the device is most likely already resetted anyway, so all your data that would have been on there is gone anyway, so you don't need to worry about that one all that much, just as a heads up. Anyway, under passcode options, we have a couple additional things. So we can use password, 4-digit code, custom numeric code, or custom alphabetical code. I'm gonna actually not protect it at all, so don't use passcode. Like I mentioned, I don't recommend doing that on your end. And next we have transfer your apps and data from an old device, from Mac or PC, from Android, or from iCloud backup. So you have a multitude of different ways you can regain your data, including Android even, and PC. Or you can just set it up as new by selecting don't transfer anything. So pick whichever one you want if you have any data that you want to actually restore. And we're gonna select agree right here, though you can obviously first read what you're agreeing to. None of us actually do that though. Update your iPhone automatically. You have two options. You can continue, which would mean that your device would be automatically updated, or only download automatically. Now I want to point out there is no way for you to not actually download updates. Because why the hell would you have options? Apple tells you you're gonna update this shit no matter if you like it or not. So only download automatically, great, and then it's gonna pester you that, hey, you have a waiting update to install. Great. Anyway, moving on, we have iMessages and FaceTime. Obviously this will require your iCloud account, so I'm not going to be setting it up. Location services, I can turn them on or off. All of this can be changed later on as well, so if you choose something right here and later on you want to change it, don't worry, you can just go into the settings and do that in there. Screen time, get a weekly report with insights about your screen time and set time limits for applications you want, whatever. Basically, it just gives you data on how you use the device, and when, and stuff like that. iPhone analysis, Apple improve. No, I'm not going to be sharing anything with Apple. They can pay for the data if they actually want to. There's no reason why you should share your personal data, how you use the device and stuff like that with Apple, when they're just gonna turn around and sell it. You ain't getting any cut of that, and you already overpaid for this device, so you might as well keep that data to yourself and only give it up if you're getting offered money or some reward for it. There's no other reason you should ever do this. Anyway, moving on, we have light and dark display. So basically it's a theme. Now we have light, dark, and auto, which would change from light to dark depending on time of day. Camera control, still for some reason gives us the info about this button. Pretty sure we already all know how this works. So I'm just gonna continue. We have also the action button. Personally, I prefer the switch rather than the button, but personal preference. We have emergency SOS, so it tells you that press and hold for emergency. So you basically hold the power button and volume up by the looks of it. Button and actually either volume button, so you don't need to be very precise. We have also crash detection in section emergency SOS via satellite. Now, exclamation in selected countries. So you will need to check if that feature is available to you in your country. But that's just an information, there's nothing for you to agree here to. And once you go to the next page, you can now select get started, and this will take us to the home screen. And there we go. Now you see a lot of dark applications because I haven't connected to network, so I don't know if they will actually download the application as long as I am not on any kind of network. They might not, which stupidly enough looks like it includes things like, for instance, camera. Oh well, whatever. Anyway, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.